Open your ears and listen, direction for your ambitions. New narrative, this the community coalition. Drumel, Corey, and Dory here for the intervention. We've been letting it slide for too long, here on not no more slipping. Unity in the communities is how we rise up. Empowerment to self, knowledge as well, let's wise up. No more fighting as individuals, we municipal. Change the forecast, this the podcast to listen to. You got a vision, we got a vision, let's make it visible. Say we gotta fight for our rights, well then enlist me. All bite, no bark, real talk, 360.
Very legit, boy.
Come on with it.
Dog.
Real talk.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
happening? Good morning, good night, good
How
evening,
y'all
good
doing?
day. What up?
What it be like?
Man, the camera's on you, man. Go ahead and start this off right.
Oh man, well, hey, it's time. It's Real Talk
You
360,
already
man.
know.
Hey, the time has come and passed, but we here. We ready to go.
That's all you got? That's all you got?
I thought that was great.
I thought it was good. Let's
We
go.
here.
Oh, man.
Welcome everybody.
Yeah.
119
You are
Media
now
Group.
tuned in.
119 Media Group is proud to present to you Real Talk 360.
Volume 360. We done did this about 360 times. We good.
Yeah. And here's your
I
host.
am your host.
Here's your host.
Okay, that's how we got to go. We got to go like that.
My name is Jamel Lott. I'm Jackie's oldest son, and you is 119 Media Group. Brought to you is Real Talk 360. Comment in the past. Who's that?
Yes.
That's me?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
you, Doc.
Yeah, I apologize for that, man. I apologize for that.
all right.
Hold up. We got to start this back over, man. Y'all, I don't need y'all just to hang in with me. Just hang in with me for a minute, all right? We coming right back.
Open your ears and listen, direction for your ambitions. New narrative, this the community coalition. Drumel, Corey, and Dory here for the intervention. We've been letting it slide for too long, here on not no more slipping. Unity in the communities is how we rise up. Empowerment to self, knowledge as well, let's wise up. No more fighting as individuals, we municipal. Change the forecast, this the podcast to listen to. You got a vision, we got a vision, let's make it visible. Say we gotta fight for our rights, well then enlist me. All bite, no bark, real talk, 360.
All right, then
Joe, yeah, we back, man. You know, sometimes we have a little problems, but I go and I get it right. My name is Jamel Lott. I'm Jackie's oldest son. We
Hell
the
yeah.
119 Media Group, and we bring you this thing that we do on Wednesdays. It's called Real Talk 360. On to
it.
the left of me, man, I'm going to introduce these people so we can get when we got to go to.
Hey.
On the left of me, coming out of Timminsville, tell them your name, man.
Hey man, it's D Mac Dory McAllister, man. Straight out of what he said. Timminsville ain't never gonna change. Ain't
so
never
you-
gonna change.
So you D-Mac today. That's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah. You introduced me so hard, man. I'm like, D Mac.
Yeah, shoot. And my
You gotta
man
get a
in
new
front of me. Yeah. Hey, yo. And my man in front of me laid back with his arms out. I thought he was praying, man. He got the glasses on.
I was and I
Man
shall you
County,
be.
man.
Giving thankful, feeling grateful. See money, call it car, Marion County. It's old.
Oh, we got all of her names today, man.
All the aliases out there. What's happening?
And to the right, and to the
Okay.
right, and to the right, he keep a T on his head, and they call him Tory, but he got a lot of other names, man. Tell him where you from, son.
Yeah, it's your boy, Mr. 973 to the 843. Always in the building, as always. You see the big T on the hat. Yeah, that's what I represent myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, man, you gotta represent more than yourself, man. T,
hey,
I
hey,
got
hey,
you though.
hey,
Hey, like I said, man, we back tonight. I hope y'all like this.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching. Like, follow, subscribe on YouTube.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Share
Like,
if you
follow,
can.
subscribe.
Yes,
Glad you
sir.
tuned in with us.
Yeah. Hey, we already got some people in the court.
Yeah,
Comment.
what's
Hey,
happening?
what's going on, Tori? You see, we almost played your video first.
We listen to our people. We listen to them.
Hey, yo, man, I don't know how y'all been doing, but I've been doing all right, man. But today, I did good the whole day, man. But you know what, man? I'm tired of people trying to do business and don't know how to do business.
Well, they trying.
And don't cut it in business. Try to go to work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Got to be successful.
What you gonna tell the man? I tried.
Yeah. If I fail,
I tried.
nah. But yeah, I understand what you're saying,
Man, and the
I'm
thing
just-
is what hates about me is you know, I try to do a lot of business with small businesses, and I try to do business with people that I know. But it seems like when I do do business with people that I know that they always take advantage of me, man. Or like, and I always talking about put a deposit down. You know what I'm saying?
Need that deposit.
Yeah.
And then they don't be coming.
Yeah, but then you never get what you want, man. And I'm gonna say it, man. I tried to do business with 3 black businesses from yesterday to today, and I got let down by everybody.
Now you got let down now because all 3 of them. I'm just gonna come from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
The common denominator is you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So is it? It ain't got nothing to do with you.
It don't got nothing to do with it.
Okay.
You know what it got to do with me?
Yeah.
I chose
Okay.
wrong.
Okay. Ooh. Every time.
Every time I chose
Well, you
wrong.
over 3.
Yo, you know what I see though?
He get the next one right. That'll be good in baseball.
Yeah, we baseball. Yeah. 1 for 3. Yeah.
One
Hey, you 1 for 3.
But 1 for 4.
Yeah, 1 for 4. Yeah.
Nah, that's good now.
Hey,
But you
people
know
make
you
it.
some
That's
all
it,
stars.
single.
Yeah.
But it's always when we always get that thing like you ain't giving a small business a try, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a big business, but it's nice. But when I put it in the hands of somebody business that's not developed,
Yeah.
right now I'm talking about a mechanic. I'm gonna go about a mechanic. Then they don't treat it like it's big to them. You still treating it like you still doing business with small people. Not this might be your chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Okay, you got something else to say?
Yo, go ahead.
Oh, so you know what I've noticed about us businesses is that they take their talent and think it's automatically a business, but don't do the work, as we always say. They don't know how to conduct it as a business. They just know that they got a talent and they could do something, and then for them to do it, they think, well, all they got to do is just these are my peoples. I know them, so let me just go ahead and talk to them any type of way or do whatever way, instead of conducting itself in a business manner and have everything in order. Because, like I said, that goes a long way. So you don't know who you dealing with just because they look like you, or you think that you know them. You don't know what type of outlets that they have. So if you don't conduct yourself business wise, then and you conduct them as just your homie. Like if I'm trying to sell something to Corey and he know I got a talent, and I'm just conducting myself like, yo, Corey, what's good? You know what? Don't worry about it. Just give me $10. Give me what's the name? Well, give me whatever you got. Then they looking at you like, well, I can't recommend this to this guy. I can't put him in front of people that could probably expand his business or give him the outlets to recommend to somebody else, because now you don't know what type of people, like I said, I come into communication with that's looking for somebody like you with your talent.
Yeah.
So like I said, they think just because they have a talent, it's automatic a business, and it's not like that. And that's what that's not doing when you're not doing the work. And just because you got a building, just because you got the equipment, if you don't conduct yourself and respect what you do to the highest level, especially if it's you, and you give that 110% to somebody else's business that's not even yours, but you don't put that 110% into your own business.
I think the balance is just off, right? You got a business, an established business, whether big or small, and you're going to do business with somebody else who is not on the same professional level as you. I think we throw it off. Like I'm expecting you to operate like you can't expect you out of somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's why you can't go anywhere, and you can't do business with everybody.
Yeah.
We want to be helpful, and we want to try to help people. But they got to be prepared for the help, though.
Yeah.
They got to be ready.
So did you get recommendations, or did you just go out on a limb?
No, it's people I know.
Yeah.
It's people I've been messing with for a minute.
But was this the first time you did business with them?
No.
Okay, so the business this time, or has it been the business all the time, and you just keep giving them more and more chances?
It's leading up to that. Because sometimes, sometimes at first you can meet a person in business and they do very well the first time, very well the second time, very well the third time. Now you're not consistent 4, 5, and 6 time, right?
Yeah.
But you might be do right the 7th time.
Right.
But now the work is good.
Yeah.
Now the work is great.
When you're there, it's good.
But it's timing.
Yeah.
It's professionalism. It's following up. It's like not doing it when you want to do it, but do it at the time that we discussed. Because the business has times, from 8 to 7 that I can go there. It should be. Now it can't be 8 this day, 12 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Or you mess around and call me at 9 at night and want to discuss business. And I'm like, Big Red. Well, my office hours from 8 to 5. That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's right.
Yeah.
Office hours.
But you know what really got me was, okay, you get a business, right?
Yeah.
And you might can open the business as you have the financial means or a way to open the business, right? But, you know, let's say you was cooking plates in the house and you was doing real well, right? Now you got a storefront. It's different.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
You gotta move different.
More
Yeah, you
responsibility.
got to move. There's more responsibilities.
Yeah.
So now you messing with an overhead, an extra overhead.
Yep.
Yeah. Now you can't. Now you hiring people. I learned this thing from my boy called a SWOT analysis. I never knew what that was. And he told me it was the strength, weakness,
Yeah.
and
Opportunities
and
and
opportunities.
And threats.
You got to do that.
gotta
You know
do
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On every
Everything.
person, every hire.
Yeah.
Every,
Man,
Yeah.
even friends, man.
Yeah.
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 Man, I hired wrong 20 times.
yeah.
I hired wrong 20 times.
It's a good feeling.
And it's a
when
learning
you-
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, man, but it's expensive learning
Yeah, it's very
experience.
expensive because you got to retrain and train and train.
Yeah.
And that's where the money come in at.
Yep.
And I used to always hear people say, well, it cost me $500 to get you trained. Now I see
Yeah.
when you start spending money on
Yeah.
advertising, you
Yeah.
start spending money on this and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I see when you say like, yo, when somebody, because that's what, when somebody leave or you have to fire somebody, oh man, you just threw away $300 or $400.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's
And you're
it's tough.
spending extra time trying to build people to keep from firing them, and they don't even got the capacity to stay. And so you wasting money and time now.
Yo, but you know what it is? It's tough when you say that like the work is good and then on something is like the business is bad. So it's like an oxymoron because it deteriorates you from not want to
It is.
deal with them. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
And it'd be different. The product wasn't good, and then they had bad business.
They messed up every time.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You could just cut them off, but they got something good. That's like going to a restaurant
Yeah.
and the food is
Yeah.
good, and
Yeah.
then on something you like, but their prices is crazy.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's It's
Sound
I
like
don't
me.
know.
That's like how I am right now with Chipotle.
Yeah.
They was on a run one time. I don't know if they got some different stuff going on. It ain't consistent as it used to be, man.
yeah.
It's messing with me.
Yeah.
It's messing with me.
Are you sure you can't a Greenleaf? Because we got a bowl.
Proximity.
It's a plug.
We only a mile apart.
They be closed.
A mile to the right.
They be closed. They be want the bowls at that. Come on, man. Y'all be closed.
We close at 7.
They be open. Y'all be closed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
putting that
that's
in
good.
Greenleaf McLeod. Hey, man, I know y'all seen it, and the people see what we was talking about. I said I wasn't gonna talk about politics no more, but I had to
Oh yeah.
I had to say this, man. I know was it Saturday?
Yo. Hey, yo. I think that was Saturday night, Saturday evening.
Who shot Trump?
The kid.
Shot at Trump.
Yeah.
Yo, but it
And did they shoot him? Was it Hollywood or was it for real?
man.
I don't.
That's the thing, though. You know how I said the executive branch is the figurehead, man. They supposed to be the pony show.
Yeah.
They really taking it there now.
It's like a magician.
I'm
if you got-
telling you, man, because when you see the videos and you see, real life people out there, and then I know y'all saw the footage
Yeah.
of they're
Yeah.
like, yo, there's somebody on top of the building over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's somebody over there
Yeah.
he's climbing up.
Yeah. Look, yeah.
Yeah.
And they told him,
And he got a gun. You hear that in the video?
Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah, he got a gun.
And
And then the lady behind him doesn't even like move. She's just sitting there staring.
Oh,
at
yeah,
him.
the lady holding
holding
it.
holding the sign. Then
Yeah.
she pulls out her phone and just
Yeah.
records. It's like,
Yeah.
But check this out. They probably didn't know if it was a Secret Service or any climbing on the building.
no, he wasn't. He didn't look the part.
How you know from that far?
The way they zoomed in on the camera, you could see like that was a jeans and a t-shirt or something like that. It's like,
That not be secret service.
maybe that was a secret. maybe
he was the most.
maybe he was undercover.
do we know? Because if he shot at him that many times, and rest in peace, there were 2 people who died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So man, those was real bullets. And would you play with it like that?
But was it the same people that was in the Colorado video?
I hadn't seen.
I'm just asking.
I hadn't heard. I hadn't seen or heard it. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
But for him to, if it was staged, man, that'd be crazy to have somebody shoot at me. But is it worth it?
Sure, he got a great picture.
Yes.
He got a great picture.
Yes. His constituents are
It's-
chest out.
It's
So
very,
now-
it's very intentional.
So now you don't even know if it was staged or
T-shirts.
anything. But does it affect your everyday life?
That's why I was like, it's,
No, I
it's a
found out the
it's-
next day,
it's-
and I was like,
it's
I was-
Hollywood-ish.
No.
It's like a
Hey, yo.
movie. It's like that ain't
No.
real.
But then the next time in Milwaukee, man, hey, them people was about to cry when he came in that stage, man. It reminded me is when Michael Jackson used to go overseas and when he come on stage,
just stand up.
yeah, and people be crying and stuff
Passing
like
out
that.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Hey yo,
toting them out.
Yeah, man.
my man got it.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yo, my man got it.
Telling you, nah.
My man got it.
It's scary times.
I don't know, man.
He ain't got it.
It's-
You
listen,
don't think he got it? I think that put him over the top. I don't really care who get it, because either way it's going to affect me some type of way, but it ain't going to affect me to the part that that I ain't going to keep living the life that I live.
And so is it the point
Inside.
now, is it to the point now where because it's on that level, and like we said, it's not local, state even, things are leaning towards maybe more states having their own say so in how things are.
I really think that's where we leaning.
Yeah.
I really think everything looks that way.
It's to me it's already there locally too. Gas $3.25.
it fluctuates.
Yeah, Sam.
Definitely, yeah.
Sam's charging shipping fees right now if you're a Plus member.
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
You know
That
what I'm
is
saying?
true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's like is this
But I mean,
you gotta find it's our job. Is it your job now as a citizen to find ways for whoever it is to just make it beneficial for you and yours? Find the loopholes, find how you can keep your head above water. Is that the game? Is that the game plan though? Because we say it don't matter who it is. The game's still the game. They're gonna do what they want to do anyway.
I think it's always been that way. No matter who sits in the seat, it's your job. It's our job to make sure that your house is protected and provided for. That's always been the thing.
We were talking about that all week.
No matter who sits in the seat, your job as a leader of your house does not change. Whether you're taxed at this rate or whether you're taxed at this rate, you got to figure that out because you're the head, you're the leader, and you got a partner. If it's two of y'all, you partner together to figure out, come up with a plan that say, hey, I know this is going on, but we're gonna move like this. Gas can be $20. You got to drive, or we're gonna come together when we get 2 scooters. Whatever the case may be, you got to figure out a plan to figure out how we are successful as a unit.
Now, does that contribute towards with each house having their own set of rules? Would you say that would contribute towards the more individuality and less togetherness within our communities?
I like where you're going, and I say yeah. I say yes.
Hit me with that one more time, Corey.
I love it too.
Was just like we were just saying, you and yours, your house.
Because if you're worried about your house, if you got to be worried about your house, at times I ain't got time to be concerned with what's going on around me.
Right.
You gotta be doing the same thing.
Right, and if we're not on one accord,
Yep.
or if we're in disagreement, then we
Yep.
can agree to disagree.
Correct.
And you go your way, and I go mine.
Yep.
And with so many of us, remember, we all used to at some
Yeah.
point in time.
Yeah.
Whether we might not have lived under one roof, but we
Yeah.
would be under one roof for an amount of
Correct.
time where we might be able to get on one accord. But it's less of that now within our community. Everybody got their own.
That's good. That's good. Even in my house, if we you can disagree with the decisions, the plan, whatever the case may be, but I need you to, in your disagreeing, I need you to commit to the vision.
Right.
You can still hold your grudges and disagree, but we going this way.
Yeah.
And I need you to be able to commit to going this way.
Yeah, and with there not being someone from a leadership,
Correct.
or someone to point us in to herd the
Correct.
sheep, to get us going in the right direction
Yep.
and on some principles or some morals and some positivity type stuff. Everybody just
Yeah.
I gotta.
A man got to go back to being a man.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, a man got to go back to being a man and accepting responsibility of his household.
For everything.
Even if it's right or wrong, it's your fault.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? When it's your fault or when it's their fault, it's still your
yours.
fault because you're the person that was called to lead the family.
Right.
Yep.
And when I say lead the family, I ain't always just talking about telling her she got to do what you got to do. Because as a leader, and I learned that I'm learning, and I have learned that you need to hear something else too. It can't be just your way, because a leader turns into a dictator.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah,
Quick.
because that there's a sense of pride that comes with that.
Yep.
And so there's less compromising.
Yep.
You know, when it comes to working with someone outside, especially outside of your house, even outside of your house, there's less. You ain't gonna compromise it or fold or whatever.
Yep.
It's gonna be my way, and if I don't like that, then it can be the highway, because we good over here.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
But okay, look at your take care of your house, right? And you said before the community, right? But you could take care of your household, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna say this: neighborhoods that y'all live in, right? You can take care of your house, but the dynamics are so different that what if your neighbor don't have the same values and stuff as you? And I'm just gonna put it: maybe you're a Democrat and you're a Republican. Okay. So, are you worried about your house? But you got to worry about do you have to worry about their house too? Not house as in running, but knowing who's around you.
You always got to be mindful of your surroundings. Like, hey, I might be voting agreeing with some Democratic issues, and you may be agreeing with Republican issues. We can still be cordial.
Right.
We can still be, but you still got to try your best to understand how people think. Right. That's what you do in your regular day to day anyway. Yeah. But we can still be cordial.
But I'm taking it like this, right? This is what I think in politics right now. If Joe win, it's going to be civil war. If Trump win, it's going to be civil war. Right? Now, on your street.
Yeah.
On your street, you could be, let's say Biden, you could be home and look around.
You be on a whole wrong street.
And your street could be a war zone.
Yeah, I got you.
And you ain't know the side that everybody else is on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
that
scary time stuff right there.
Yeah, that's
Because now you're not looking out for nobody, even in your own neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's not like nothing compared to how we grew up.
Yeah.
So then folks are going, we'll adapt to survive, but you're going to be and move and locate and relocate to places where people of your ilk are, which is going to lead to more
separation.
Yeah. And but I mean, just like I said in the beginning, it all boils back down that you protect your home regardless.
Yeah.
Like I said, where you live at, and if that happens, that's what's gonna be. You got to make sure, hey, it doesn't have to be this way, but like Jamel said, it possibly can be that way, because now it's like, to me, in my eyes, what I see as me looking at it politically wise, Trump going to win either way, because that's the reason why he sat people inside the Supreme Court. Because if Biden win, you don't think he's going to win that fight? They say that they cheated because that it was rigged, and then who favor do you think they're gonna go into? They're gonna go into Trump favor. So Trump gonna win regardless if Biden wins the actual election, and then they're gonna go to say, and then I think they're gonna side with Trump anyway to get him in office, and then they're just gonna go ahead and push Biden to the side. Now, but I really think it's a landslide for Trump, the way we all just spoke about earlier, how he taking over the media. This shooting might have been staged. I don't really have an opinion on the shooting. I just, like I said, I seen the videos. Videos can be doctored. Anything can be doctored. You learn that videos can be doctored. Things can be added. Anything. We know that from our cell phones. We could edit anything and make it look like it was this, and it was actually not that. So I mean, it's gonna just be scary times. When November come, and you just have to be prepared. I feel like whoever you are, it doesn't matter what side you play. It's gonna be exactly what y'all spoke about. You have to make sure that your home and everybody that's under your roof understand the game plan.
Yeah.
And you have to you have to execute the game plan and sit. If you don't want to be here, hey, I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to, like, as a man, like you said, you cannot never not be a protector.
Yeah.
You can't. You cannot never not be a protector. It doesn't matter what stages or elements or whatever. You can never not. So that's what's going to happen. Period.
But I think even bigger than that, even bigger than what's going on, I think we're living in a time right now where we cannot afford to be distracted.
Yep.
We can't. This is like what happens either way can throw you off course if you allow it to. You got to keep I got a good friend that always say keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah.
You got to know what the main thing is for you and yours, and you got to get everybody moving to the same beat. Because if you're divided in your house, if your house is divided, what you think gonna happen when gas go to $5 and bread go to $4 and milk go to, what do you think gonna happen inside the house that's already divided? That's why you got to keep the main thing, and have a plan of action regardless of what happens, which way it goes. My house is solid. My house got to be solid. If my house is solid and me and my wife, me and my partner, we're solid, we can conquer, we can face anything. We can face anything, no matter which way it goes, because we're going to be together. It's going to be us. And us against the world is better than me against the world, and me against them and everybody else. And us, it got to be us.
Yeah.
Do you think that this election for the president is bigger than any of the ones in the previous? Because, like, me personally, I can't speak for everybody at the table, you know, as growing up from a youth to a adult now at this big age, the president never affected me. Nothing the president did ever affected me. They might have put in some laws for certain states and stuff like that, you know, and me living in several different states never affected me. So I don't know how much this election is going to affect me or my neighborhood. Like I said, I don't know. Because, you know what I'm saying, this is taking precedent, you know, media wise. I don't know how well, you know what I'm saying, because I don't really think it, like I said, the president never dictated nothing. You know, you said we always conduct yourself to make sure that you survive.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you. Even if you were homeless, it's going to affect you. Because the reason why I said it's going to affect you, because if you drive to 50 miles every day to work.
More than
so
that,
if gas go to $5, you're affected.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have little kids. I remember in the week when I could buy a pull-ups and a can of milk for $40.
I remember those days.
Right now it's more, so it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in those days where things happen, and I wasn't too into politics and things like that. I'm still not into politics. I just pay attention to things. It didn't affect me because I didn't have a plan. I was just wide open.
Yeah, it's going.
You know what I'm saying? But when I
I
had to sit down and be responsible for other people, now it's going to affect you. Okay, now it's going to affect you because what if they take money away from education?
Yeah.
So now you worried about your kids' education. Okay.
Medicare, healthcare services,
Like me
stuff like that.
and people that have small businesses.
Just say one thing I want you to subtract out of your what's the name? Small. Your business is not small. Just say business.
Hey, I get people. You know why I say that?
Why?
Because I'm kind of humble a little bit, but in my mind it's big. If somebody else said it to me, but I can say it about myself. Now, but when I say small business right now, I'm saying small business because I'm not a Fortune 500 yet. But if employment rates go up, my contracts ain't going up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now you looking like a slave driver, but you really can't afford to make your rates go up and still make sure you make a profit and live and everybody else is straight.
Yeah,
You know,
people be able to make a living working
Yeah.
for you.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's definitely there. It's going to affect you. I know it's the big one, and I think so. Right now, you got a lot of stuff on the brink. You got artificial intelligence is a real thing.
It's huge.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
here.
It's
You
here.
know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
definitely.
here, and if you're not, you better tap in. One way, shape, form, or fashion. Somehow, it's here. It's on your phones now. You know, so that along with the diversity among leadership in the government and other areas, there's a new generation. We're kind of the Generation X.
Yep.
We transferring, and you know the what was it? The generation before us, and the Gen Xers. Now we got these millennials coming, And these millennials now, they're old enough to make a vote. They
and
voting now
they
too.
coming. They
They
coming.
coming.
Yep.
And that's why you're gonna see a lot more. They're gonna have an impact on the way things change or don't change,
Yep.
and where you're located. I think where you're located is gonna dictate where you probably gonna be living or wanting to live. Because I think more people who are comfortable with how things are, with the rules, the regulations, things coming more state and individualized. I think there's gonna be some migrations of some folks who like the way things are here in good old South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
And then there gonna be some folks who gonna be, I can't take this no more. I gotta get up out of here. And you're gonna start seeing, I think, some changes within the communities that we do live in,
Agreed.
with who lives there.
So you think the changes are gonna be good?
It depends on what side of the coin.
A lot of times they are. Like
Yeah.
they are good. It depends on what side of the coin you're on though.
Yeah, because
It might be good for you, it might be bad for them, but
Right.
it might be bad for them. It doesn't matter. It all depends.
Explain that.
community wise, I think it would be better if I would like it more so if I had more black people other than just a church that we went to in an area that was more educational and more cultural for my children to experience some of what I did as a child.
Yep.
Because if they were to go to, like, if I say, I got a 14-year-old, but if I say something about an HBCU to her, it's just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost, and there's not a lot of places for her to get that
Yep.
experience.
Yep.
The new family reunion, unfortunately, and for us, for my family, the new family reunion is the funeral.
Yep.
And that wasn't always the case. I had a bunch of cousins. She don't live near, a bunch of her cousins. And the grown-ups don't get together and play cards and listen to music. It's just different.
That might be a good thing these days. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff happened at the family reunions that we just put up with for that time.
Well, I think that if that did, and we had stuff where we talked about those secrets and stuff like that, but not being a part of that or being able to break that cycle where that doesn't happen, where it doesn't happen, and where it can be a positive environment where it's not just a sad time with a majority.
And the reason why I think that will never happen again is because there's nobody to uphold qualities.
Yeah.
There's nobody say you can't cuss in front of my grandma.
Yep.
There ain't nobody able stronger than the grandmother. It's just like when you used to look at what's that movie when Big Mama was in with
Soul Food?
Yeah.
Soul Food.
Yeah.
Can't nobody check Terry no more because Big Mama gone.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Because either Big Mama could even check the person that's in the family that had a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But now, after Big Mama left, couldn't nobody check Terry. You see how crazy she went?
Yeah. That's why it's a
That's
classic
true.
movie.
The
Good movie.
way,
Great point.
and it's gone because when we had those opportunities to sit up on the big mom, grandmama, right, granddad, and get this wisdom and this knowledge, and because they weren't gonna always be here, and you could take that knowledge and pass it on and pass it on and pass it on, but what we chose to do with that is throw it away and become somebody totally different from what you sat and listened and got all this knowledge. You chose to throw it away.
I know it wasn't all good, but I think the good outweighed the bad.
I can
I'll
understand
lean that
that.
way.
But I don't think we threw it away.
What we did with it? Where that?
You got to listen. You figure this out, right? I got it from my grandmother and my grandfather, right?
Right.
All right.
Right.
They were together for a lot of years, right?
Yep.
So I had a grandmother and grandfather, right? A lot of people don't have a grandmother after that, don't have a grandmother or grandfather.
Correct.
Or they do have a grandmother. I could say that my grandmother, my grandfather was the appropriate age to have grandkids. You know what I'm saying? My granddaddy had a house. They were together. So if somebody needed to come back to the house, they were able to. Now, grandparents, I became a grandparent young. You know what I mean? And I wasn't grandparent material. I was just learning how to be father material.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I couldn't tell those stories, and I'm young. Their parents grew up with me, so you don't get those wise words yet because the grandparents haven't really became wise yet. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah.
So to take it back to a family reunion, I don't think you necessarily have to have an overall big family reunion. I kind of try to invent something for my family, like family reunion wise. So we always take trips. People always want to take trips, right, and want to do stuff. So I created something called the drive-by family reunion. Most of my people's, I don't have people's here in South Carolina. So my people's is either up north or North Carolina. So what I did when
Kiara, you heard that?
I mean, I don't have people's here like, I was born and raised. I have family here because I created a family
Clean
here.
up on
but,
houses.
Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Somebody threw me under the bus, but but the whole point I was meaning like my family that I grew up with before I got married and everything else is mainly up north or in North Carolina. So what I did when my children was born from with my wife, I said, let's do a drive-by family reunion. So we went to North Carolina, and they lived several different apart. We spent hours with them. We had breakfast with a few. We had lunch with another one. Had dinner with another one. We sat. So we just sometimes you have to make that happen. You get different jewels from each of them. Now the oldest one I went to see was because my grandmother's still alive. So my grandmother, she was living by herself at the time. Last time we did it. We went, you get the wisdom from her because she's older, and we talked to her. She explains, she talks, she gets to meet her great grands, and one of my daughters is named after her, has her first name as her middle name. So I get to take that picture and say, listen, she gets to see her great grand. Then we went to see her aunt, then we went to see some cousins, and she got to meet they get to meet their little cousins. So you have to sometimes meet people where they at.
Create it.
And try to create it. So then when they get the memories, then they can go ahead and say, you know what? I remember when Tori came here, was saying we need to do the same thing, or we're in his area, we need to all link up and do something. Right. So when me and my wife had our wedding, because we was already married, but when we had our wedding, they all came. So it was like another family reunion. You know what I mean? I had family came from North Carolina. I had family come from Florida. I had family come, so they all came. So sometimes you have to try to create something. That big element, like, how Corey was stating, like having a big family reunion, we have it at this big place and we got the grills out and stuff. That is gone. Last person in my family remember that he passed away. It was my godfather. It was my uncle. And he was the one that always pushed for that. We haven't done it since he's been gone. So it's like it's tough.
Yeah, Corey.
Yeah.
I know. I actually love family reunion too, especially we go to New Jersey or something. Mm-hmm. But you have a family reunion 5 or 6 times a year.
I mean, there's different families, but
because family. Go ahead. My fault. I apologize.
But we get together during the holidays. Mm-hmm. We have those. I mean, it's just
I don't.
It's hard to put it.
No, I only know what you tell me. I only listen to when you tell me who come over your house and stuff like that. But every time there's something happening, I always hear your mom, maybe your aunt. Mm-hmm. Am I right?
It'd be my mom most of the time.
Your mom.
Yeah, she
and things like that.
Yeah,
that's you have a family reunion every holiday, every graduation.
Yeah.
It's just that your family is not. It ain't the. I'm just using your name for example. Grants, Mitchells,
correct.
Jackson,
yeah.
It's just the Grants right now,
correct.
And I don't, because I hear you tell me your grandfather, your stepfather, I apologize,
Father-in-law.
Your father-in-law, that's your family to me.
Yeah,
that's your family, and that's your family reunion right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yeah, and y'all have a family reunion. Every time I come to your house, when I do get invited, I come over there. Ever since day one. Yeah. I know I'm gonna see Beatty.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna see. Back then, I was gonna see Dorothy.
Yeah.
I was gonna see Mr. Hamlin.
Yeah.
I was gonna see. With beating them kids and all them, they was young. Mm-hmm. But every time I came over there, I know who I was gonna see.
Right.
Don't matter whose house it was. So last time when I was at your house, when Cameron graduated, right?
Yeah.
I seen the same people I saw then.
Yeah.
Now, even if we do get along or not, that's your family, and that's your family reunion.
Yeah, correct. Mm-hmm. That's correct.
We just can't have too much family in one space no more. 'Cause somebody owes somebody some money.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna talk about somebody.
Yeah.
And you still don't have your grandmama there.
Yeah.
Your grandmama there ain't there to be the referee no more.
Yeah, right.
And tell a grown person to
Yeah.
sit down.
Yeah.
You at my house. I'm your mom. I'm your mama.
Yeah.
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 You know what I'm saying?
And then they listen. Yeah,
Yeah.
they listen to that.
So we bringing the problems to the family reunion. We gonna put it on display right here and mess it up for everybody. If you just go look at it, when you look at that Tyler Perry movie, when they had the lady out there, Cicely Tyson,
On the porch, yeah.
Maya Angelou,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the oldest lady
Yeah.
that sat down with the
Yeah.
pretty gray hair,
Yeah.
and she just look out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And discuss. That's how it is when we get our family all together today, in a lot of places,
Correct.
because it's like a cannonball. It's like a war, because you're gonna bring problems. You're gonna bring alcohol. You're gonna bring music. We don't even dance to old music no more. The old people dance to the new music.
For sure.
They twerk.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, to me, a family union is a disaster. Just take the people that you feel the most about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I go to my brother's house in November, and I'm pretty sure y'all seen the pictures. When we're sitting on the stairs. That's my family. You know what I mean? That's my family right there.
Yeah.
Who'll be there? That's my family. I do have other people, but that's who we get with the most. Man.
Agree. I agree with that. The dynamic has changed.
Where you going?
The family dynamic changed.
I just about to-
I thought he felt something.
Man, hey, don't start dreaming, man. Don't start dreaming.
Hey, put it together.
But
Put
you
that
know-
family reunion together,
You
man.
know the crazy thing is, last week we were supposed to have a family reunion, right? My cousin Shonda put a family reunion. She did like a year or two ago, but on the day of the family reunion, it's supposed to be the family reunion. That like an event that you said you was going through popped up, and they said that nobody did nothing for the family reunion.
He canceled it.
You know why? Because that strong aunt or the strong grandma ain't there to say, "Hey,
Yeah.
y'all need to do this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
We need to get these T-shirts.
Then I think it is everybody using this phrase "life be lifing" for for a lot of people. They don't have the financial means.
That's bullshit.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that.
We don't want to.
Yeah,
That's the thing. There's no desire.
I got something for that.
That's another thing I was about to allude to. Most people don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want
Just
to
say that, though.
Yeah, that's
That's what I'm
Yeah, but
saying.
see, I
That
think-
takes courage, man.
Yeah.
But I think
I
that
did-
speaks to the trauma and everything, and that's like I was saying about earlier. That's why we can't have a real compound, with everybody on one accord.
Nobody
Like you're
wants to
saying,
come to the table and
it's
talk
just like,
about these
dang.
things, man.
Because nobody ever made them.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. We're planning one right now in our family, and they called and said, "Hey, we want to know." And I said, "I won't be in attendance.
Yeah.
I won't." You have to have that maturity to say, "I'm not going to be there." Why?
But another thing
Because
is,
something gonna be going on, right?
Something going to be going on.
And you know what? I don't know why you said life is life, right?
Life be
I'm just saying.
life.
I said that's the saying that BR people
life
say.
is
that.
cool,
Cool, but
Yeah.
that came across my head today. I said, man, people
What are you
always say
saying,
life
man?
be
It's
life.
Life be
Yeah.
life.
But life.
Life be life.
You got a life.
Well, what does that mean, though?
I don't know.
The things,
it's a phrase.
things happen?
Yeah.
Pretty
Things
much
can
happen
always
in life.
happen.
Yeah, things be life. But they put that, when you put life on it, that's a heavy stamp. Life be life.
Life be life.
Yeah. Try to life sometime. You know what I'm saying?
But just live life. Just live it. That's all it is.
Life be life.
But I mean,
It'll hit you, man.
Another question is but if you know there's trauma or something in your family or hurt, when do you decide you want to let go of it?
Who?
The person in the family. The family. Somebody just said the same thing. Like you can't have a family reunion because some people don't want to come because of a hurt, maybe an aunt or somebody like you said earlier, somebody owed money.
Yeah.
So when you want to let go of that and come to just like you said, probably Corey said they're not brave enough to say they don't want to come or whatever. But the whole point is like when do you mature enough to say, hey,
Just never.
Well, never, because first of all, you got to be able to talk about it. You got to be able to have a conversation about it.
Too many
and people
opinions.
don't want to do it.
Too many opinions these days.
Yeah, people don't want to do it.
And they hit you with the That's my truth.
Yeah.
What if your truth is
Yeah.
false?
Yeah, right. And you just dead wrong.
You got an excuse.
Yeah, you dead wrong.
Right,
Some
yeah.
people and people do remember stuff how they want to remember it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
After a
Yeah.
certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Or how a person coerced them to remember it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
A
heavy.
person what?
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Coerce
Yeah.
them.
Coerce them.
Coerce them to remember
it. Yeah.
You like my word, Corey?
We're gonna work on that.
He said, "What was
We gonna get that.
Of course it was. Of course it said what? What was that? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because it's the way they tell you the story.
What was
Yeah,
that?
right.
It's like Jordan.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When the police come tell that they ain't mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, and 30 years later, oh, no, that wasn't ours.
I see it all the time. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. How can you be in the same house, get the same teaching, the same rearing, and be so different? It baffles me at times. We got the same. I've been looking at people. I'm like, well, we got the same grandma. She lived in the same. She lived in the same little white house. We all was there.
Right. That's what we do.
How can I not like you? We got the same grandma. The reason I don't do family reunions or probably won't do another one is because I don't want to go there and smile and laugh and joke and eat and we gonna leave and be the same.
Yeah. That's a big
We could
thing,
just go.
too.
We could just go to 301.
Yep. That's the big thing.
You want to hang? You want to go to 301? You want to grab something to eat? Just say you want to grab something to eat.
But you know what it is though? I think that stands on what people get influenced by. Who they're influenced by. Some people are not influenced by their family. Or by the person that might dictate something to them that might be overt. They get influenced by their peers.
Or just because we had
know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
grandma,
Yeah.
you got your own parents.
Yep. So this depends on who you're influenced by. Some people, like I say, just like you just said, you could come through the same household, same teacher, same thing, and that's not influential to you. But when you get to your next to your partner,
Yeah.
he might be influential to you because he might have something you want or something shiny in front of your face. That might be you know what I'm saying? So grandma didn't dangle nothing in front of your
Yeah.
face, but your partner did. So you're like, oh man, I'm inspired by him. He gonna do, you know what I mean?
But
that
that's
could be the
why.
case.
That's why you got to have a partner who always say, "Yeah, you got to
go home.
accountability.
Oh,
you got to
yeah.
have accountability.
Yep. Yep.
Because you get out in the street,
Yeah.
your partner just egging you on and in your wrongness and ain't telling you that you're wrong. You just a
That ain't your
Yep.
plum
That ain't
fool out
partner.
there in the street.
Yep.
So check this out. I want you to you said, I was going back to what you said. You said we both lived in my grandmother's house, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you weren't talking to one of your brothers or sister, if you was talking to your cousin, right?
Yeah,
Your grandmother raised you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But they were in your grandmother's house, but their parents raised them.
Correct.
That's why y'all so different.
correct. Correct. Yeah, correct. Give me
Yep.
that.
That's what-
Correct.
that's
They
what
got
you
their
said.
own
Your
parents, their
parents.
own different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can remember when when we were young, my wife and I, we were young, and when we had our kids. And I think we had, at the time, we probably had 4 kids. But my daughter, my oldest daughter, was at my mother-in-law house, right? She was being raised essentially by my mother-in-law, right? Because when she was a baby, my mother-in-law was there, right? So she kind of took that role and was the super grandmother and all that good stuff, which was cool to a point. But we got to a point to where I started to see my teaching in this house was different from what my daughter was getting in my mother-in-law house. So I went to my wife and I said, hey, we got to do something different because she has to get the same teachings here. What the rules that apply here applies in everywhere. When my sons and my other kids go to my mother-in-law house, they take these rules over there. Now she got her own rules, but we got respect from here going over there too. And I told my wife, I said, she got to be in here. She got to be in here and get this. If she's not here by this amount she lives there. Now we got to make a decision. She got to be in here to get all of this, or she lives over there. And then okay, yeah, that's
I can remember that.
Yeah. She got to come. You got to get all. We the parents.
Yeah.
We got to raise, and we got to influence these kids. Now it's okay to have a grandma. Grandma, everybody need one.
Yes.
But we're the parents, and we gotta walk in that role all the time. You don't get no breaks. Get my daughter over here.
Yeah. These parents, we ain't grandparents now. We ain't doing all that babysitting.
No, no.
Some of that.
No.
They do some of that.
I what I want to.
But it speaks to the influence, the outside influence that other people shapes people.
It's like that when me and you was talking this week. You got to be a leader at your own house.
At your own house.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be a leader at your own house. What gets me is we was talking. If you're not a leader at your house, can you be a leader at your job or a leader at your business?
No.
Answer that, Corey.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, you over there scratching stuff. You fell asleep. Come on
Answer
back.
that. I want you to answer that.
Can you be a leader at your place of employment?
Put a word in there.
Yeah.
Can you be an effective leader
If you're not a leader
At home.
at home?
as a man? Or, I mean, just as a
We got the
person?
man. We got the man. Let's go,
Okay,
man.
we're gonna go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. If you could, it's one word, compartmentalize. Some people act different environments. They may feel a certain way in their professional environment because of accolades or achievements that they've gotten that they know can't be questioned. So they carry themselves and they support their actions with credentials. Whereas in the other environment, they may not have the cojones to be the man of the house.
So you can
And
be.
it may not even be required if he's got
That's heavy.
a partner where they get a good balance.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
I don't think so.
Me either. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you why.
So can you lead
But hold up.
and you can lead over here effective and this right here falling apart?
Wait, see, you didn't say falling apart. That's not what we said. Don't change the
Yeah, I
words.
was
No,
asking,
but that's coming. That's coming.
Don't-
at that.
don't-
But
don't change
all
it.
that comes in being a leader, right?
Not necessarily.
It do. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I say that.
that's what they were
It's not a foregone
I'ma tell you-
conclusion. It's not something that's inevitable.
But you gotta
That's
lead
like-
all-
The only thing that's inevitable is death.
Yeah,
failure in a relationship or in your profession is not inevitable.
But we ain't talking about. I wasn't talking. I'm saying if you were a leader, right? Now, the reason why I said that because I was at jobs where they were a leader, but when I seen them get around other people, they weren't that leader no more. So I lost respect for them on that.
So they weren't good at their job when certain people were around.
No, they were. The
And-
thing
and-
is, you come to work
In real life.
flexing like you a leader, but you're not
In real life.
And the only reason why you can flex like you're a leader is because you have the power to mess with people,
job
money, and
title.
unemployment.
Well,
but
no,
you're not
That's
a real.
not. That's
but
not
you-
the question that was asked.
I asked if you're not a leader at home, can you be a leader at your job?
Yeah.
I'm talking about a true leader. I'm not saying not a dictator or leading by threatening.
Right.
I'm talking about a true leader.
But the example that you're giving is the person isn't a good leader.
No. I said. I remember I asked. I said I told you what I saw. Now you can't come back and say you the toughest people on the block when I done seen you get beat up. So you can't come back to me and tell me you tough when I done seen you get beat up and demolished. Let's say not even fight back. That's the example I'm using. I told you I seen somebody, a leader at work. Now he wasn't even really a leader. He just had the power. Was a manager or a supervisor that was using his authority the wrong way to threaten people instead of leading people. You know, right? Because he couldn't do that at home.
While I can understand that example, that wasn't the question.
I said,
And
could
when
you
y'all-
be a leader?
And when y'all said, do I think a person can be a good leader
Yeah.
in their professional or their work environment if they are not the head of house or a good leader?
No, I said a leader.
A leader at home.
Yeah. So what's a leader to you?
The one in the front.
And you're saying you don't have to be in front at the house to be in front in your job.
Right.
If that's how the house is set up.
Right.
Yeah, but we was just saying the man was a leader.
Yeah.
No, but the question is,
And
can
leader,
you be? Can
and
you be?
leader, and the leader is you the leader, right or wrong, you the leader. But there's no way that if you can't lead at home, you can lead at work.
I mean, I don't.
Why do you say no?
The reason why I say no is this, because you have to develop some type of leadership skills somewhere. And if you can't lead at your home, how do you plan on going to a job and lead people at a job? Because my thing is this: if you're, I know a young man right now personally at my job. His title says team lead, but he's not a leader. You know why? Because he don't know how to have the hard conversations. So if you can't have the hard conversations at work, can you do that at home? Are you a leader at home that you can have them hard conversations with your whatever your spouse is? Doesn't matter, male or female. Can you have that hard conversation with that person? You can't have had a hard conversation. Your thing is, okay, I'll take care of it, and then you don't do it. You don't lead and say, hey, or you don't put the title you give. You don't put the authority. You don't put in place what you're supposed to be doing at your job. So me personally, when like how you just said you don't have the respect for them, that's how I look at it. It's like, yo, you the team lead. Like they gave you that position because they felt that you could lead the team in the right direction. You doing more work than the employees.
But the thing is, a leader is a teacher.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I ain't disagreeing with you.
So team lead, that's different though. Here's why I'm gonna say that's different, because most of the time when you become a team lead in an organization, or you used to do the work, right? So now they bump you up to team lead, and it's hard to kind of break that dynamic of I used to do this work, and sometimes you get pulled back into, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go to your position.
I don't think so.
Go to manager.
I don't think so.
I'll go to manager. I'll go to plant manager.
Oh yeah, well no.
Yeah, I don't agree with you said. What you said, that it's hard for you to, if you get bumped because you used to do the work and you get bumped up to team lead. I don't think it's hard for you to make break that apart, because now, just like you said, you the teacher, because they selected you to be that. Unless they selected you because you got the time, man, and they just trying to accommodate you by giving you a raise and give you a title. But if they actually pull you in as a team lead and they sit down and have that conversation with you, they pulled you in to be a leader, and you're supposed to be able to teach, and you're supposed to be able to reprimand just as well and have that hard conversation, because more than likely they're going to depend on you to do that, because they don't want it to come back to them.
Okay, let's spin this real quick, because I know where Jamel is going, but let's spin this real quick. In like the work that we do, right? A lot of times what happened is, and I see it every day, because you're a good worker, right? And you do the job really well, let's make him team lead. Just because you can do the job really well doesn't equate to leader. That doesn't mean leader. No. And that's what we do a lot of times. We equate, oh, he does this, he's a leader. That don't mean that all the time necessarily. A leader is a leader. Like, a leader is the person that's willing to be in front, that's willing to have these difficult conversations, that's willing to take the mission of the place that you're working at and move it forward. Like, a lot of people don't know how to do that. Like,
and that's the same thing you got to do at home.
And you got to.
But check this out.
I don't think the best leaders always lead from the front, though.
Yeah, agreed. You can push from the back, build the people in the front, build your team, and you can lead from the back, developing people. But you're asking a person that sat in the seat, like in manufacturing, like you can build this really good. You're really good at building this, so we're gonna make you team lead. That doesn't equate to leader.
No.
That don't equate to leader.
And can I get that for a minute? Because right, and usually it don't happen because when we was talking about, because you used to do the work, right? Yep. But when you enter into the leader, when they never give nobody the leader's position that has the respect of the people. So now you take this person and you put him in the leader position. If he ain't a strong leader and I ain't gonna say, if he don't have no strong inside and able to lead people, that's never gonna work. Now the person that has the respect of the people can come in and everybody's gonna go with him because they know he deserves it. But you're still gonna have to adapt some kind of leadership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You still gonna have to say, well, hey, I'm gonna take this. So now if I have to learn, I'm gonna learn. And if I have to teach, I'm gonna teach. But if you can't do that, I feel if you're a leader all day.
Yeah.
From when you wake up at home, at work, until you go back. Now,
there's no days off.
Your leadership skill could be different how you lead. Yeah. But if you're a leader, you're leading all day. You can't get home and say, well, I'm finished leading.
Yeah, leadership doesn't take days off.
Because you might have got to go home and teach something.
Yeah. Right. I agree with that.
I think you can it's different times, and timing is everything. And leading in different areas when you have a role or a specific title in your professional industry, that's what you focused on in doing that really well. So, but when you go home, there's a lot of different areas. You could be the leader financially. You could be the leader sexually. You could be the leader mentally, emotionally. There's different ways. And when you got your partner and you in a relationship, there are some times where you don't have to be the leader at that moment in time. It's not.
You don't got to be the leader every day.
Right, when you got a good partnership.
But you got to know that you got to be the leader.
We got in a heated debate.
Yeah.
We got in a heated debate on a podcast
I remember.
many months ago.
I remember.
Many months ago
I
about
remember.
the same thing right here. And one of the things that Jamel said, and I'm a late processor, I go back and process, but one of the things that he said in that podcast, go back and watch it. It was about finances, and we made the comment that, you know, I don't have to be the leader in the finances. Like, if my significant other is better at that than me, then they can lead that, and you know, I focus on something else. And I agreed with that. Like, that makes sense to me. Like, I don't have to be leading that where I'm weak. If I'm weak in that, and then we said weak. I ain't weak in
what
that.
I said.
I ain't weak in that. There's some areas of improvement that I need to work on. But then Jamel came back and said, I need to go and figure out what I need to improve on, where I need to improve on in my finances. Because even though that person may be strong, right, in finances, I still need to know what's happening with the money.
Or be just as strong.
Or be just as strong. And when I processed that, like, it was weeks and weeks later, I said, oh, that makes sense. Because as a man, right, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but this is what I believe. As a man, you are supposed to be the lead. You are being looked at to lead your family or lead who is looking at you, and you don't get to take a break from that. Like,
Never.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and you don't get to take the crown off.
Like, every man don't want that crown.
And everybody don't want it.
Yeah.
And everybody don't want it, and everybody don't deserve it. But here's what I believe: if you are not as strong in that area, right, and you have a spouse, and God has blessed you with a spouse who is strong in that area, you allow them to be strong in that area while you do the work that you need to do to get your crown back, and say, okay, I got it now. We can move forward. And you might not make all the right decisions as the leader, as the man. Because we be messing up. We be messing up. And that don't mean, but the decision that your spouse make, your significant other makes, may be the right decision. But the communication should come from you.
Yes.
And it's her decision. It is her decision, and you give her credit for that. You acknowledge her for that. You love her for that. Because had I made my decision, we would have been in the dumpster somewhere. But you vocalized it. This is the plan. This is where we're moving. And a spouse that trusts you to lead the family, that loves you, she will push you to be that person, to be the leader.
That's why a king or a president have advisors.
That's what I believe. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I believe. Cause I get mad. Like, cause I get mad. I don't get mad. I feel a certain type of way when decisions are made in my house that I don't know nothing about.
Yep.
Like when I found out, I'm like, who said we doing that?
Yeah.
Like who? Why? And then I said, well, we didn't talk about this. Oh, well, I just we didn't talk about it, and I'm fine with what was said, but don't have me looking like a fool outside. That's what I be saying.
You. And the reason why I say the man is the leader, because if something good happened, if your wife made a decision and it was wrong, then it wiped y'all out. Whose fault is it?
It's mine,
right? Because what?
Yeah, I'm the leader,
and you're the man of the family.
Yeah.
Now, if she did something that put you up, not even talking about finances, just taught you something,
Yeah.
and everybody know that she taught you, who still gets the credit for it?
Me.
So you
And
like
even
the
though-
question,
and even though
good
it's
game
hers.
or bad game,
Yeah, even though it was hers, because if you go under tomorrow, If you go under tomorrow, nobody will look at your wife and say it was her fault.
No,
They'll
it's the
say,
man's fault.
what was Tory doing to let this happen?
Yep.
Why would he do that? Why didn't he work 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 jobs?
Yep.
Why would it? What?
Yep. That's you. You're right. I mean, I've heard that plenty of times in my marriage. Like, you know, that's like saying y'all come over to my house, you see the lights off. Who you gonna blame? And that might not even be my bill. You're gonna be like, yo, why you let them lights get cut off?
Yeah.
You gonna put aside, why you let them lights get cut off?
You know what my dad told me? My dad said, if your wife helps you with anything, because the Bible says it's supposed to be a help.
Yeah.
If your wife helps you with anything, count it as a blessing.
Yeah.
He said, count it as a blessing because if you did it the right way, he said, you went to her parents and said, I want to marry her. I want to take care of her for the rest of her life. You said that. You could have left her with her mom and daddy. You could have left her right where she was. But you went over there and said, I will take care of her for the rest of her life, and she's going to have a better life because she's connected to me, and I got her. You said that. Now, if she helped you, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
So if you do everything that book tells you to do, and you had, let's say, your relationship started like the book instead of your own, and you form a family like the book instead of your own, you have an easier life, right?
Yeah. When you went, if you follow the book now, if you following the book, a lot of people don't follow the
And
book.
study the book like
If
you said. How you say you study that thing.
The book says, he that finds a wife, and the new translation that sounds like us, he who go over that man and woman house and tells them that I want to marry that girl, he who finds her finds favor. You're blessed. You find favor. You find favor. Anybody know what favor is?
I do.
Favor.
Yeah.
That means
You
I keep telling people, if God is over here
Yep.
healing sick, raising the dead,
Yep.
feeding the hungry, and something happens to you,
Yep.
he said, wait, hold on.
on. I gotta
Jamel got an issue over here.
Yep.
Let me go see what's going on with
Yep.
Jamel. That's
Yep.
favor.
Yep.
Don Staley said it, I have uncommon favor.
Yep.
That's what it is. And that comes from finding a wife. But here's what happened, how we get, and I know we're going somewhere else, but here's how we get all out of order and not the leader and not, because we go and let the wife find us.
Ooh.
We let the wife find us. What you doing? I think we should be and then you out of order. You out of order. If you're going by the book now, a lot of people don't go by the book. But if you go by the book, this is how. So when you look at how life is going for you and how life be lifing for you,
Go ahead.
Look at what's going on. Are you following the book? Are you following the book? Or are you doing it yourself? Because if you do it yourself, you're gonna get your self results.
You know,
and guess what? Your self results can sometimes be a distraction because look at what I did.
Yep.
Look at this.
Yep.
I did this.
Yep.
I did that. And then and the man like.
Yep.
Destruction is on the way, and you don't even see it. You don't even see it.
That's like
You know what I'm talking about?
Listen. It's like putting that table together without instructions. You get a
Yeah.
wobbly leg.
That's what happens.
Yep.
We be backwards.
Yep.
We do it backwards.
Look good when
Do
you
it
first
ourselves.
finish.
Yep.
We be backwards.
Yep.
Hey, boy, you own it.
But it makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
I'm about to mute all y'all. Keep going, Dory.
If you do it by the book.
Yep.
If you do it by the book. Things happen that you can't even explain because it's favor.
Yep.
We do it the opposite way and look for. We get distracted.
So check this out. If she find you, ain't no way you gonna be able to leave
Can't leave.
because she manned you.
Yeah.
She manned you. So we on the different sides of the table.
Oh man. And then when you try to leave, it's gonna be conflict.
Yeah.
Because she found you. You allowed her to find you. You allowed her to find you, and that ain't what the thing said.
And it always be bad for her too.
Always be bad.
Well, not bad. I'm saying not easy. Not easy as it should be.
Nephews.
Well, check this out.
Damn, I'm glad I don't know nothing about that.
About what?
But
What's up?
I chose.
Well, it's 1:08. I want to go to 119, but we out. My name is Jamel Lyde. I'm Jackie Oldest son. This is Real Talk 360.
Real talk.
I appreciate y'all coming in. I know we didn't stay on Trump for a while, but we had better things to do. I appreciate you. I catch you.
he said, "Go ahead about that Trump stuff."
He's all man bust.
We out here.
Back roll.
You are now tuned in. Get ready for some I'm so groomed in, topics we choose in, designed to expand the mind frame as time change. Playing for your heart in these courts in a dying game. So we broadcast this podcast to a wide range to connect to political, spiritual individuals, consciously correct so the intellect don't cripple you. They know it's a rap when I enter the chat. I as in we, cause I represents us. Those who bear arms drop bombs for the defenseless. Why they on the fences? We out here in the trenches, passing present messages so they won't really lynch us. Lend me your ear, hear what they fear to discuss. 360 degrees, full circle like a discus. But the opposite of identify, we solidify. The realest guys look through the realest eyes. Maybe you realize 119 MG is where the real reside.